What's up, you moneymakers and HCMC army? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, as we are getting closer to the May 1st, the record date, I will be covering some of the very important information. We'll be answering the questions that we got from all of you. So thank you. We have 47 comments on my previous videos. There are some great questions. Thank you for motivating me. We have some good likes as well, so don't miss out on liking this video as well. We will be talking about what HCMC has done in Q4 2022, how much money HCMC has cash on hand. We'll be talking also about some of the technical pointers and what we have seen in terms of the change for volume. So all this juicy information I'll be sharing with you. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and motivate me. If you have any questions or if you want me to review any other stock, write it down in the comment section below the same way you have done here. And this is so important because some of these questions, you're not the only one who has these questions, and many other investors and people have a similar set of questions. So here I am sharing all this information with all of you, and in return all I ask you is to hit the like button. We need 200 likes on this video. 109 likes are not enough, so help motivate me. I will make sure I do all the due diligence and I share the information based on my research with you. So, and remember, I am not a financial advisor, but I love HCMC. HCMC is far popular stock, not only on this channel, but also in OTC markets. And we want to make sure that we give that the justice that they need. Right now, take a look. We have 2.05 million in volume on Friday, April 21st, 2023. Our volume was 2.0 billion. And we talked about this. Before that, we saw volume around 888 million, and yesterday's volume is pretty evident because we are getting pretty close to the record date. With that, our stock was traded pretty flat as usual, but it did not really hit the 2 level. It was 1, it opened at 1, the high was 1, the low was 1, and it closed at 1. Now, in terms of HCMC, many of you asked me question what HCMC did in terms of the sales and revenue in Q4 2022. So here I am. The fourth quarter sale was 12.3 million, which is amazing because it is up 285%. The gross profit was 4 million, and it was also up 321% over Q4 2021. Now remember, the full year revenue was 29.3 million, and which is where what I'm trying to tell you is they want to double the revenue. That's the projection at the moment. I easily believe that they will be able to crush this revenue and go to about 60 million in 2023, which is what they're projecting for, which is, by the way, the full year revenue for 2022, 29.3 million, was up 120% with the gross profit of 10.2 million, which was up 93% as well. Another thing you want to remember is what HCMC has in terms of the current asset, because HCMC is a cash heavy company. Now I'll tell you why they're cash heavy, but remember that total current asset is $30.3 million. Okay, with $30.3 million, let's take a look at their market cap. Their market cap is 34.6 million. So all in all, if you give or take 30 million and 34 million, company has almost 100% cash on hand compared to their market cap, which is amazing. Now, that puts them at very green on the balance sheet. So you want to remember that part as well. So HCMC is not only going to grow the revenue, they are going to lower down their net margin, which is net income, which is right now negative, and they'll turn that into positive. So take a look in Q4 2022, and this is again HCMC. We saw their revenue was 12.3 million, but their net income was $2.48 million negative. All of that coming from the operating expense. Now you remember, you know that the inflation is pretty high. So right now the cost of goods are pretty high. So we can't really blame HCMC for the cost of goods, but operating expense, the way that they run the operation is pretty important, and right now they're spending more than 50% in operating expense, which is pretty high, and we need to see that EBITDA come down. So right now the EBITDA is negative $2.3 million. We need a lot better EBITDA. That way we can turn this negative net income into a positive one. So now let's go back and really quickly go through these comments that you put on my previous video. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing the love. I really appreciate it. Now, from Brenda, thank you so very much sharing for your thoughts and analysis. I'm full-time employee, don't have much time to look into it. Thank you, Brenda, appreciate it. I'm glad that it is helpful. Now, amazing, and they're looking Billy Go gamer spin is amazing and excited for that. The next thing is much appreciated, still holding from Dirty Girl 718. Thank you, Alex. You came up with another question. Really interesting to listen to your analysis. I'm back again with another question. Thank you so much for that. After the spin-off, what is the relationship between HCMC and HCWC, and what do HCMC do as a business? This is a great question, and I have answer for you. Number one, there will be some sort of overlap in terms of the shareholders. As you already know that HCMC is giving this free dividend 71,000 to 1, so 71,000 shares of HCMC. You get more or less one share. Now, don't quote me on this number because this is a ballpark number. I'll share more information when HCMC confirms, but the important thing is their management is going to be the same. So we'll see the structure when they announce their C-level executive, and I'll share that information with you, but there will be overlap in stockholder. That's number one. Number two is there will be definitely a huge overlap in their executives and the management and insiders and all of that. But I know what you want to learn. The thing is, what will HCMC contain as part of their properties or as part of their business, and what will the new company spin-off HCWC will have. So new company spin-off, it is anticipated that this new company will be listed, as you already know, on US exchange. And by the way, this analysis or this presentation came from HCMC, so don't quote me for that. I'm not a financial advisor, nor I'm a certified professional. I'm just sharing this information with you based on my research and analysis, and all I really want you to do is make this channel part of your due diligence. Now, this will be former HCMC assets, so which is important. It'll be comprised of what will be the former assets of HCMC. So the new company will have 14 brick and mortar natural and organic health food stores. So the stores that HCMC owns at the moment will be owned by HCWC. Also, HCWC will own online vitamin store. They will own 3 wellness centers, and they will approximately have 3 million of HCMC cash reserves with HCWC. Now, this is not a big deal because, as you already know, that they have $22.9 million cash on hand at the moment. So HCMC will give $3 million out of their cash reserve to HCWC. They'll still be left with $19+ million here. So now it is hopefully pretty clear to you, Alex, but take a look. New company has commitment from institutional investors for $13.25 million upon listing. Annual revenue is projected to be approximately $60 million, and which is what I was referring to when I mentioned this $29.3 million. So yes, this is the business revenue at the moment HCMC has. But once all the stores, vitamin stores, so on and so forth, is converted or given over to HCWC, they are expecting to double this revenue up to 60 million, actually more than double. So keep that in mind as well. Now, very important thing, pay very close attention because this is the game changer that new company HCWC expects to be cash flow positive upon listing, which is a huge thing because right now, as you already know, HCMC is losing money quarter over quarter. Negative net cash income of 2.48, negative income of 2 million and change, negative income of 1.35 million. So more or less, HCMC is losing between $1.5 to $2 million per quarter on a yearly basis, which is going to get changed very drastically, and HCMC will be a profitable company. Now, the part of your question is what HCMC has, Alex. Now, HCMC and new company strategy moving forward. So HCMC will own the IP suite and their R&D. So HCMC will own all their patent portfolio. So if you go onto their site, you should be able to see the way that they have divided themselves. So you scroll down on healthiercmc.com, and you should be able to see the first business unit, which is HCMC Intellectual Property Holding. So this is the unit that is suing Philip Morris for the infringement lawsuit on their patent. So they want to grow their IP suite through R&D, so that will be owned by HCMC, the original HCMC or the existing HCMC, protect and monetize our IP through the patent infringement, enforcement, and licensing, which is very well fit into what they're doing today with Philip Morris. Number three, they will own and expand the sales of Q-Cup products through the distribution and licensing that they have been doing right now. They have some of the tie-ups. You know that they're expanding in the Colorado region, they're expanding in Canadian region, and they are super focused on how they can increase the sales of Q-Cup more. So they'll be doing that. Expand the offering of patented products as well. As you already know, HCMC has a ton of patent, but they don't really utilize them at the moment, and it's pretty hard to put a number in terms of the dollar value or the dollar estimation or what the company is worth based on patent, because patent is only applicable and important, or rather once they start generating some sort of licensing deal, royalty revenue, or some sort of revenue, then and then you can focus on and put the price against their patent, right? So the new company, what new company will do, it will expand through merger and acquisition in their existing business lines as well as healthier mantra. And they continue to be very scalable with Healthier Choice Wellness Center throughout this innovative market, and they'll be signing some of the players that you already know, some of the celebrities that you already know, to expand their portfolio. So I hope I answered this question. If you did like that, Alex, do hit the like button. Holding HCMC, Louis G, thank you so much for writing in. Reaches 5 cents, don't care how long it takes. Now this is pretty tough to hit 5 cents. The reason is HCMC, yes, I mean, holding HCMC is a great thing, but HCMC has a huge outstanding shares of 346.4 million, which is huge. The float is 7.3 million. Expecting HCMC to go to 5 cents, we're talking about tons of multiples in terms of billions of dollars in market cap for HCMC, which doesn't seem like to be the case. It is too stretch of a goal. Can it make it? Probably yes, but in order to do that, they'll have to do a ton of things. As an example, they will have to do the stock restructuring. They'll have to start buying back aggressively. They'll also have to do some sort of reverse split, and then they can hit 5 cents. So while I really appreciate your thought, but it does look like pretty challenging to go to 5 cents, at least in the near future. One more can, if you buy 999.99 shares of 0.001 per share before they flip, buy and counter, make you a try. Okay. Now, HCWC will to add organic snacks and nuts and dry fruits, etc. Good to know, Harris. Thank you for sharing. Now, can you buy another HCF? Okay. Can you buy the shares of HCWC stock after the spin-off? Yes, you can buy HCWC stock out of NYSE once it is listed. Now, we don't really know exactly when that will be listed on NYSE, so please do not quote me, and I'll keep you posted as soon as HCWC is listed, but we don't really know the date just yet. If you go into the news section, all they say is the record date, and the record date is right here, and they have already filed S1 pending the registration statement for form S1 relating to the spin-off having been declared by US Security and Exchange, so SEC. We anticipate HCWC stock will begin trading publicly in the late second quarter, so we don't know exactly when. Now, it's May is late second quarter, we don't know. I do not really have a concrete date that I can share with you, at least at the moment, but remember what HCMC told us. The stock, the HCWC common stock, to begin trading publicly late in the second quarter or early in the third quarter of 2023. Again, the record date of May 1st is just to make sure that you are entitled to get HCWC dividend stock that they announced, which is every 71,000 stocks of HCMC you have, you'll be getting one stock. You don't really need to do anything. If you want to buy more stocks, you want to make sure that you buy them 3 days before the May 1st, business day before the May 1st timeline. Now, verify all this information yourself, and it says up right here, the record date is being set to May 1st. Ensure that you are the deemed owner of the common stock on that date. You should own or purchase HCMC common stock at least 3 business days before May 1st. So do your own due diligence before you do anything. But again, going back to the date, we don't know the date at the moment. As previously stated, we'll apply for listing in HCWC common stock on NYSE American Stock Exchange. I hope this information is useful, Roderick, but we don't know exactly when you will be able to buy or when the stock will be available to be traded, the common stock, in the NYSE Stock Exchange. Thanks for the information. Holding for long-term. Northern, thank you so much. Alejandro, just trying to grasp a spin-off that I have almost 2 million shares. What is next as of May 1st? I already told you about it. HCWC will be in your brokerage account. We don't know exactly when the date is. We exactly don't know when the stock will start trading. So it doesn't matter until it starts trading and available on NYSE. Today, my $150 dropped to $1.23 on HCMC. What happened? Billy Smith. Now, I don't know what exactly you have in your brokerage account. Do you still see the same stock that you own, same number of stock, HCMC, that you own for $150? When was the last time you saw on your account, and was there a sudden drop within a day? Some interesting information that you need to find out. As an option, you can also call your brokerage 1-800 number or their customer service and try to figure out what they tell you. But without that information, unfortunately, I can't really share much. Will HCMC retire some of its current stock counts? No, not really. So we do not see any reason or any announcement that HCMC has told us. Thank you for the question, Michael Singleton, but we do not really have any share restructuring plans for HCMC that they have announced, at least at the moment. So just to keep that in mind, as this ticker is tanking, they do need to do something about the shareholder, and which is what they're claiming that they're doing with this spin-off. You already know that they came up with 4-point plan for the shareholders to make sure that they add more value. So that's the update that I have for you. Billy Smith, how much do you think HCWC stock price be? I think I was under the impression, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I vaguely remember that they mentioned that the stock will worth HCWC will worth $10. Now, again, not a financial advisor. I know as much as you know. I'm not part of any insider HCMC's management or anything like that. So take it with a grain of salt. But I do believe that they said $10. I might be wrong, so don't blame me. Now, going on to next, Anthony Rice. The buyback must be after the spin-off. How do you think this share price will go up? So we will see. When they say buyback, now again, we need some sort of clarity because the buyback is about HCMC and not HCWC. So that part you want to keep in mind. I'll share more information that the buyback is still going to be for HCMC or they have change in plan. But my understanding is $5 million buyback is for HCMC and not for HCWC. William, yes, clear. I'll own 1 share of HCWC. Congratulations on that. How positive are you on HCMC? And how did the research? I was not understanding some things. I think at this point, if HCMC can convert that into HCWC and double up the revenue, I think you tell yourself that that's a great sign. They're also looking for cash positive, the company HCWC cash positive. So I think that looks pretty good. Just more average DCA. What about KULR? I'll look into it, Michael. So thank you for the comment. What will the dividend be paid quarterly and how much will be that per share? So this is not a dollar dividend. Again, this is a dividend and the stock dividend. And now I know like some people will talk about MMTLP and Next Bridge Hydrocarbon because that was also a stock dividend. But again, remember, this dividend is not really a cash dividend. This is more like a share dividend. So the calculation for the dividend will be based upon the amount of qualifying shares of HCMC divided by the amount of initially issued share of HCWC. So let's say if the HCWC share is $10 worth, you take that into consideration. At present, HCMC says that we anticipate the ratio being approximately 71,000 to 1, meaning every 71,000 shares of HCMC stock owned, the shareholder will receive 1 share of HCWC common stock, and the final ratio will be determined on the record date. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. I think I don't really want to go too long on this video. We have 47 comments and I don't want to scroll down because otherwise it'll be massive, huge video. But I hope you like this. If you still have questions, write down in the comment section below for this video and I'll answer in my next video. Don't forget to hit the like button because I put a lot of energy, effort, and my time in building these videos, and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.